after about 20 minutes while they're all fresh. That's a pretty impressive opening, even if 3 of them are the jobbers of the dark side. So it makes perfect sense that he then proceeds to job to everybody. He beat him in a tournament bout in Chapter 4, then in a petty dispute in Chapter 6, then him and Smoke simultaneously in Chapter 8, he loses in a cutscene in Chapter 11, he's supposed to die against Motaro while flipping people in Chapter 12, he gets beaten in 2 hits in Chapter 15, then casually battered aside in Chapter 16. He does worse and worse over the course of the story until he is a complete joke. This is also a problem when characters suddenly become stronger once their chapter starts. Like how Sonya loses to Johnny and is then totally powerless to defend herself against Kano, only to immediately defeat Sub-Zero, who is a future fallen elder god, Raiden, who himself is a god, Kitana and Jade simultaneously, and then totally overpowering Kano just because. Now this worked well enough in MK vs DCU because they had an explanation for it. The MK team put a lot more thought into their superhero crossover plot than Capcom does, and wanted to explain how, say, Sonya Blade could reasonably take Superman in a fistfight. Their explanation is that the cast power levels are fluctuating, meaning the characters have different levels of strength at different times, as showcased by having Liu Kang beat Shang Tsung and Batman beat the Joker at the start, only to then have the outcomes be reversed towards the end of the story. When you play as a character, it's because the power is favouring them at that time. So basically, you play as a character in DCU because they're winning, but in MK 2011, the character is winning because you're playing as him. Does that make sense? Good, because I need to explain the other 2 major issues with the story structure. First, since he rarely plays as the villains, most of them never win. How are we supposed to take the villains seriously as a threat when they lose every single time? Even the bosses lose every fight they're a part of, even if it's 2 against 1. And finally, because each chapter consists of 4 fights, inserting cherries like the end of each act in this game, a number of fights in the story aren't necessarily all that important to the plot. In fact, quite a lot of them could be cut and you'd lose nothing in the long run. I suppose in the end there really is no perfect system for a fighting game